What if I told you pirates didn't just steal treasure? They built secret empires. From hidden fortresses to underground networks, pirates created their own rules, their own justice, and their own kingdoms. This is the untold story of how pirates ruled the seas and the shadows. The Golden Age of Piracy. When we think of pirates, we imagine swashbuckling adventurers chasing gold and glory. But the truth is far more fascinating. During the Golden Age of Piracy in the 17th and 18th centuries, pirates weren't just outlaws, they were empire builders. Take Blackbeard, for example. He didn't just command a ship, he controlled entire coastlines, striking fear into governments and merchants alike. But how did pirates go from lone raiders to rulers of their own secret worlds? The answer lies in their cunning, their codes, and their ability to create a society outside the law. Pirates weren't just after treasure. They wanted power, freedom, and a life beyond the reach of kings and queens. They built networks, alliances, and even their own economies. This wasn't just piracy. It was a rebellion against the world order. Did you know pirates had their own empires? Drop a yo-ho in the comments if this surprises you. Pirate havens, the secret cities. Pirates needed safe harbors to plan their raids, repair their ships, and divide their loot. These weren't just random hideouts. They were fully functioning pirate cities. One of the most famous was Nassau in the Bahamas. Under the control of pirates like Blackbeard and Charles Vane, Nassau became a lawless paradise. It had its own government, its own economy, and even its own flag. But Nassau wasn't alone. Places like Tortuga and Port Royal became hubs of pirate activity, where pirates could trade, recruit, and live freely. These havens were the backbone of pirate empires, and they thrived because no government could stop them. Imagine walking through the streets of Nassau, surrounded by pirates, smugglers, and adventurers. It was a world where the rules of society didn't apply. But these cities weren't just about chaos. They were carefully organized, with systems in place to keep the pirate machine running smoothly. CTA. Can you imagine living in a pirate city? What would you do there? Let me know below. The Pirate Code, Law of the Land. Pirates weren't just chaotic criminals. They had rules. Every pirate crew operated under a strict code, known as the Pirate Code. This code outlined everything from how loot was divided to how disputes were settled. Surprisingly, pirate societies were often more democratic than the governments they defied. Captains were elected by the crew, and decisions were made collectively. This sense of fairness and equality helped pirates build loyal, disciplined crews. And it's one of the reasons their empires lasted as long as they did. But don't be fooled. Breaking the code could mean death. The pirate code wasn't just about order, it was about survival. It ensured that every member of the crew had a stake in their success, and it kept the empire running like a well-oiled machine. For example, the code often guaranteed injured pirates compensation for their wounds. A lost arm could earn you 600 pieces of 8, while a lost eye might get you 100. These rules weren't just about fairness, they were about loyalty. A crew that felt valued was a crew that would fight to the death for their captain and their cause. CTA, would you follow the pirate code? What rule would you add? Share your thoughts. The downfall of pirate empires. So what happened to these pirate empires? Why did they collapse? The answer lies in the very governments they defied. As European powers grew stronger, they began to crack down on piracy. Naval patrols increased, pirate havens were destroyed, and leaders like Blackbeard were hunted down. By the early 18th century, the Golden Age of Piracy was over. But the legacy of these pirate empires lives on. They showed us that even outlaws can build societies, and that sometimes the most powerful empires are the ones that operate in the shadows. The fall of piracy wasn't just the end of an era. It was the end of a dream of freedom, equality, and a life beyond the rules of kings and queens. Governments offered pardons to pirates who surrendered, but many chose to go down fighting rather than give up their way of life. The final blow came when the British Navy captured Nassau in 1718, ending its reign as the pirate capital of the world. If you could bring back one pirate empire, which would it be? Let me know in the comments. The legacy of pirate empires. Today, pirates are remembered as romanticized rebels, but their secret empires were real and revolutionary. They challenged the status quo, created their own justice systems, and proved that even the most unlikely groups can build something extraordinary. Whether it's Nassau, Tortuga, or the high seas, the story of pirate empires reminds us that power isn't always about crowns and thrones. Sometimes it's about daring to live outside the rules. Pirates may be gone, But their spirit lives on in every rebel, every adventurer, and every dreamer who dares to defy the odds. Their legacy is a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, people can come together to create something extraordinary. From their democratic codes to their secret cities, pirates showed us that there's more than one way to build an empire, and that sometimes the most powerful stories are the ones written by those who refuse to follow the rules.